Okay. Okay, so we should be live.
Yeah, I think so.
Send it to our team to understand like if we are okay, so we should be live. Oh,
Yeah, I think so.
okay, that's I'm like, all right, Leah, let's wait for everyone 2 minutes and then we can start. Okay, hello, hello, hello.
Hello, how are you?
Very good, very
Hi.
How is everyone, actually?
good, good, good.
Elena, where are you based?
I'm in Spain.
Ah, really?
Yeah.
Pues muy bien, buenas tardes, vecina.
Sí, buenas tardes. ¿También estás en España?
Sí, yo vivo cerca de Granada, en Almería.
Ah, yo vivo en Alicante.
Qué guay. Nosotros
Sí.
siempre estamos ahí en los veranos también.
Ah, sí, claro. Todavía temporada está muy bien, ¿sabes? El mar y
Claro,
todo.
qué guay.
Qué
Pues
guay, qué guay.
encantado.
Igualmente.
All right, all right. So shall we start, everyone? Came to
Yeah, I
the
think
class.
so.
I think we are on. Hi, everyone.
Hello,
Hi guys.
hello.
Hello. So, let me just quickly start with a quick introduction, right, of myself, of Bitmart, and of all the guests, right? So we can start our conversation. Okay, so Zai joined. Okay, I guess we are all for today. All right, all right. So, so. Welcome to our session of Xenia Connects. It's our second YouTube Live of this series, and we aim to explore the future of Web3 innovation with some of the brightest minds in the industry. Today's event is entitled WLFI and USD1, the future of stablecoins. We'll be diving into how stablecoins are reshaping the crypto landscape, from ensuring security and regulatory compliance to driving adoption in DeFi payments and cross-border transactions. Whether you're a founder exploring new opportunities, an investor seeking stability in volatile markets, or simply curious about how projects like WLFI and USD1 are paving the way for the next generation of digital money, this conversation is for you. For those of you joining us for the first time, here's a quick word about Bitmart. Bitmart is a global crypto exchange founded in 2018. We support over 1,700 digital assets and serve millions of users across the world. Our mission is to make digital assets more accessible and empower the future of finance through innovation, trust, and user-centric tools. Before we begin this conversation, here's a quick and important disclaimer. The information provided in this live session is for general informational purposes only. All information is provided in good faith. However, we make no representation or warranty of any kind, express or implied, regarding the accuracy, adequacy, validity, reliability, or availability or completeness of such information. The statements or opinions expressed in this event do not necessarily reflect the views of Bitmart or its affiliates and shall not be considered professional financial investment advice. All crypto investments are highly speculative in nature and involve substantial risk of loss. But hypothetical or simulated performance is not necessarily indicative of future results. The value of digital currencies can go up or down, and there can be substantial risk in buying, selling, holding, or trading digital currencies. You should carefully consider whether trading or holding digital currencies is suitable for you based on your personal investment objectives, financial circumstances, and risk tolerance. Bitmart does not provide any investment, legal, or tax advice. All right, let's get it going with our amazing speakers of today, and I'm super happy to have all of you. Let's start with Zahi Kanza, CEO and co-founder of Indica. And I give you like maybe a few seconds to tell us about yourself, your project, and yeah, just introduce yourself.
Okay, so first of all, thank you very much for being here. You hear me well or better?
Yes,
Okay.
perfect.
So I've been in Web3 for many years, almost 9 years already. And basically, Syndica is a venture studio. We invest early stage and we grow startups. And we've done in this model almost 100 projects. And in addition to this, we have other activities related to Web3. But everything in Web3 is related to deep tech startups and early stage startup. Let's say until TGE and a little bit after that, or until they go to seed round. In addition to this, we are called Syndica because we are a syndicate also of founders, not investors. So the main idea here is that we created a place where entrepreneurs, usually co-founders, can chat and assist each other, because one of the challenges in my eyes of our industry is execution. And a lot of time we have issues in execution because everything changes so quickly. And without knowing the right people to assist you, it's very, very time consuming. And in startups, it's extremely important, the execution time. So that's basically it about Syndica. We're around 60 people today. And we have two main projects that we are involved with, startups, so that are recently coming to the last stage. So both of them like 30, 40 people, and are raising now the seed round. They're already active in market more than 3-4 years. So that's about Syndica.
Right, amazing. Thank you so much for this introduction. And let's continue with Robert Wesley, CEO and co-founder of Me Protocol.
Yeah, hi. Thanks so much for having me. I really appreciate it. I'm Robert. So I'm based in Vienna, Austria, and I am the CEO of MyAI Inc., and the co-founder and CEO of Me Protocol, and also the CEO of Cinder Ventures, which is an investment firm. And we work primarily with infrastructure, and right now we're working with rewards infrastructure. So the Me protocol is a specialized protocol that connects different rewards programs. So whether they're airline miles, hotel points, pizzeria discounts, any business that has a type of rewards program can plug in with our protocol, and you can use those points and miles across any business in the whole ecosystem. So that's what we're doing. So we're sort of cross-sector. So we have some really hardcore tech underlying the platform. We're also working in travel and hospitality, retail, like traditional businesses, and also now entering into gaming rewards as well. So very happy to be on the air with you guys, and yeah, look forward to the conversation.
Thank you so much, Robert. And let's continue with Jonathan King, who is Director of Growth and Investor and of My Finance.
Thank you. First of all, thank you guys for having us. Really excited to be here, and this is a great opportunity to really focus on a lot of what we've been focused on. So we leverage stablecoins across our products, and so I'll get into some of that. But Mave is an internet capital markets platform that we've built on Ethereum. It opens up private equity style deals like real estate, commercial lending to everyday investors. So we take that Robinhood model of democratizing access to once kind of very exclusive investment opportunities. So instead of tokenizing the property, which a lot of RWA projects already do, we tokenize the financing of those projects. So that means you can access secured fixed return opportunities backed by real world assets and collateral without dealing with any co-ownership or asset management. So it's real world investing kind of reimagined, but all on chain. So everything's kind of clear and transparent. Our second product is a cross-border payments platform, which is what I'm excited to get into today. We have created that. It's more commercial focused and kind of institutional enterprise level. But we've already got $2.1 billion in monthly volume committed. And that's essentially a fiat to fiat transfer product. We provide the tech layer, and it's under the hood is stablecoins. So we're able to take what once took 3 to 7 days for settlement time, and we've got it down to about 3 to 7 minutes in most corridors. So we are heavily focused on Africa, LATAM, and APAC as well.
All right, amazing. Thank you so much. And right now, I'll present also our Bitmart team, Faye and Elena, who are customer success officers at Bitmart. And let's start with Faye. You have a couple of words.
Yeah, hello guys. Thank you very much for joining us today. My name is Faye from Bitmart as well. And I used to work in traditional financial company as a trader. So during my channel, you will see I share the latest news, macroeconomic analysis, trending data as well. And we sincerely hope we could have more and more people enter crypto as safely and quickly. And if you are interested, please follow my Twitter account, Trend Beauty Faye. Thank you.
Thank you. And let's continue with Elena.
Oh, hi everyone. Very nice to meet you all. I'm customer success officer at Bitmart. I've been in the space for over 8 years, creating educational content and building communities. Basically, my job is making sure people don't just hear about that, but actually understand it and maybe even have a bit of fun along the way. So follow my X also, Elena at Bitmart, for more Bitmart news, updates, and to stay tuned. Thank you.
Amazing. Thank you so much. So once we are done with the introduction of all our amazing speakers of today, let's get started with the discussion, right? And I would start with the general questions to everyone. So if you guys are happy to answer the question, you could just jump in and take the floor. So stablecoins have been around for a while, but the landscape is evolving really fast. What makes USD1 and WLFI unique compared to existing stablecoins?
I can take it if I'll be the guinea pig. I can go first.
Yeah, you need to say the name in order for us to understand who should
Okay,
talk.
let's start with Jonathan.
All right.
Awesome. Because I'm like, I don't know. So yes, that question, stablecoins has been around for a while, obviously, but the landscape is changing and rapidly, especially with kind of World Liberty Finance launching both, USD1 and then also their token. And so because of the influence from the Trump family as well, and all of those kind of very public advisors, the adoption is kind of happening a bit faster, and I think people are getting really excited about it. What they also did was kind of, jump straight into the market with very big deals. So that $2 billion investment deal with Binance, and then tying in from a marketing perspective, the largest brands in the industry. It's really driving a lot of attention. Plus, you've got one of the best marketers as the president of the United States, and also a lot of tech people behind the project as well. But I think they have really good intentions in what they're going to do and how they're explaining it, and they're really making it a bit more simple for understanding, like how they entered the market with such strong institutional backing, and then the use cases that they've been talking about. So I don't want to take all of the talking points, so I know a lot of people are going to get into the details. But
Amazing. And my next question is to Robert. How do you see stablecoins fitting into real world adoption beyond crypto trading, like payments, e-commerce, social use cases?
Yeah, so I think it's like an essential sort of settlements layer when you're engaging from transactions either between institutions, between brands, between agents themselves. They sort of require this like immediate resolution, immediate transferability, immediate settlement capability. And stablecoins are clearly designed to be that answer. So I mean, we're looking at a number of different use cases for our sector. So we deal with a lot of businesses, a lot of traditional Web2 businesses, brands, and whatnot. And we're very much heavily involved in agentic commerce. And so when agents want to, for example, book a a flight or a hotel reservation using an agent, there's a lot of mandates that have to be ascribed to the agent in order to perform these transactions. They need to be able to access the rewards program of that hotel or business, which we take care of on our side, and they need to be able to transact for the rest of that payment. So for us, a consumer might be able to use their miles to get a 20% discount on that flight or hotel, but they still need to resolve the rest of the transaction value. And stablecoins are just a quick way to immediately immediately settle that transaction. And so I think the sort of the jury's out in terms of which stable coins will be the preference of AI agents in this respect. But I think those that have the most penetration with the entities that are involved in the transactions will end up winning out.
All right, all right. And let's continue with the question to Zahi. What infrastructure challenges still exist for scaling stablecoins globally, and how does Syndica address them?
Mhm. So maybe first of all, I can answer it in 6-7 hours, right? But because it's 6-7 hours, let me answer to another question so it will be easier. Let's remember in a second, where the stable coins came from. At the beginning, when we started crypto, we said we are going to replace everything. So we said, what's more natural, right? People will use Bitcoin. Why do we need dollars? Doesn't make sense. But people said, look, you like Bitcoin, but we have no clue what does it mean. Not from technology perspective. We buy bread, we buy milk with dollars, right? So it's too complicated for us. We want to use it, we cannot. So we said, okay, we have a great idea. It wasn't the first one. USDT weren't the first one, but they were the first successful one. But they said, okay, let's have a solution. You want dollars? Okay, we give you dollars crypto. Nothing else. Then USDC came and they said, okay, let's do it more compliant because it's a mess and the market is bigger. Then we said, okay, it's centralized. We have no clue what these guys are doing. So DAI came, and DAI did it in a decentralized way, which is amazing. However, it's very inefficient from a money perspective. And now, only in the last year, the interest is trade. Look, it's not about replacing fiat dollar. It's not about like assisting crypto people. No. What we have is we have a killer app for blockchain, meaning let's use traditional banking with the ability that we have in crypto in order to improve Web2. That's basically what they're saying. So we don't want to replace dollar, but in cross-border, we have a cheaper solution, quicker solution, easier. For the unbanked, we don't want to bring them to the banks because we cannot, but we don't want to bring people from banks to crypto as well. It's not that we want to do together. And so in addition to this, we can see that also USD1, when it's based on Genius Act, you can see that it's not against the dollar. Actually, what do? They issue crypto, but the collateral is USD. Basically, they support the US dollar. They support the American government, really, because you cannot do using Genius, and use something else. So now to the question you asked about the infrastructure. Now the infrastructure is totally different than we believed. We believed that it's just for us to pay easier. But now it's infrastructure for banking, it's infrastructure for cross-border, it's infrastructure for CBDCs or Wyoming. So it's a different game. This is why I believe that in order not to waste 6 hours of your time, we just need to understand that it's going to be part of the whole world banking system. So the infrastructure here is total. It's different players. It's not startups that we had before. We're talking about big entities that know how to play with regulation, with everything. So all this ecosystem is going to change, very quickly. And this is why we see huge amount of money now flowing not to startups like early stage crypto, what we had before in 2021 in DeFi period, but we see that it's going to more financial institutions that are developing. It's a different game. So from A to Z, if I need to count, the issuer technology, the banking technology, the user technology, all of this need to jump because when we talk huge money and working with financial institutions that do have responsibility for your money, it's totally different. USDT don't care, right? You lose 1 billion, your problem. But in the real world, it's impossible. No government will allow this, right? So I think we are moving to this area. And this is why we predicted when Trump came that money will flow to these directions, the connection between Web 2 and Web 3.
Yeah, very good point. All right, so let's continue to the question to Elena. From the exchange perspective, what trends are you seeing in user demand for stablecoins like USD1?
Yeah, sure. I will share like 4 points of view. First of all, I feel like stablecoins are a reset button because on Bitmart, traders treat stablecoins like USD1 as they safe zone. After trade, they park profits there, just like you putting cash back in your wallet while switching shops. And then they jump into a market with next opportunity. Whenever markets get shaky, the first move we see is traders running to stable coins before trying anything risky again. Second, money never sleeps in Web3. Bank wires snap on weekends, but stablecoins don't. We see a lot of transfers spike late night and on Sundays, just the same way like a group chat blows up when someone drops a meme there. With Tether's new US coin in the headlines, more users are asking which stablecoins come with clear regulation and transparency. People want 24/7 money, but they also want to know if it plays nicely with the rules. Third is liquidity pools are deeper than ever. Ethereum just hit a record high in a stablecoin supply this month, and we feel that at exchange, it means users can move dollars on chain into DeFi to earn or farm, then send them right back to Bitmart for trading. In practice, there is simply more digital cash floating around, so traders settle smoother and spreads are tighter. And the fourth is USD1 is getting seat at the big table. With billions already in circulations, users now compare USD1 with USDT and USDC they are used to. So they compare it just the way we compare phone models, like who secures the reserves, how redemptions work, and what the fees look like. For USD1, Bitco custody and public attestations give it credibility, and that makes traders more confident using it as their dollar on rail of choice. And to close it up, while everyone in the world celebrates the pumpkin spice season, if you know, like in Starbucks, it's a great season, everyone loves it. We here at Bitmart celebrate stablecoin season. It really feels like that. So thanks, guys.
Yeah, stablecoin season is coming. Yeah, that's a good point. All right, so let me ask Jonathan also, how do stablecoins like USD1 unlock opportunities for DeFi investors compared to traditional assets?
Absolutely. And it's something that Robert was alluding to earlier is essentially the two biggest things that it's unlocking is speed and access. So giving global access. A lot of people have on-ramps for fiat and they can acquire stable coins, and so it makes it easier to deploy those stables into various investments. and then speed. Talking about again what we're doing with cross-border payments, that has been our focus in saying, hey, when I have used living overseas in I currently live in Spain, but I'm from the States, and so for the last 8 years, I've been having to use TransferWise and Revolut to try to move money from country to country, and that is a headache. Even as an individual, I'm not moving hundreds of millions of dollars like some of our clients, but it becomes a headache, especially if something happens or something gets flagged and it gets stuck in the cloud. And I went through one experience last year where I literally called 5 different banks through one of those companies to try to find where my money was. And so many of the banks that were in the process or kind of in that flow, who also don't add much value, they had no idea. And so we're checking, their ledgers to try to see when the deposits were, and no one had any idea where the money was. Stablecoins eliminate that by creating so much clarity and transparency into where is the actual money, where is it going, who has it, custody, et cetera. And so speed and access for us are the two biggest benefits to this, and I think that we're going to see some pretty quick adoption because of those things.
All right, yeah, that's great point also about the opportunities coming. And let me ask to Robert or Zahi, if you want also to add something. With global regulators paying close attention to stablecoins, how do projects like WLFI and USD1 balance innovation with compliance?
You should pick one name, then we confuse. If not,
Well, let me take half that question then.
yeah, no, go first. It's best.
Not that because I'm an expert on that question, but just from the innovation side, I can speak to it. I mean, obviously, we don't know, we can't get into the minds of them and understand like where they're going in terms of directionality here. But clearly, compliance is a big issue. I think from a stablecoins perspective, you want to make sure that there's a high degree of confidence in the sustainability and the stability of the asset. If you want to use that as the transaction instrument of choice for commerce, for example, then of course everyone needs to have that degree of it needs to have that degree of reliability. From an innovation perspective, I'm very curious to see if there is any actual innovation that's going to happen with stable coins. At the moment, it seems like a very boring asset to me. Maybe because I'm at sort of the cutting edge of innovation anyway, in terms of what crypto assets and what blockchain technologies can do. And so stable coins for me are really boring, although like very essential. Maybe they have something a little bit more advanced in mind. I don't see it yet. I was a little excited when they were starting to talk about super apps and like the layering of different capabilities in their stack. And so from a world liberty perspective, that sounded very interesting for me. So doing something, not just providing the asset and collateralizing it and having the appropriate regulatory environment for it, but actually, can you layer this within a larger e-commerce stack or a larger financial stack that makes it more interesting as an asset of choice? So for me, the innovation question mark is how do you innovate with stablecoin from an innovation perspective? I don't know. Maybe Dazi, maybe you have something more insightful than that.
I don't know, but related to compliance, we see the three players, right? So USDT came from uncompliant world and they became the biggest. Now, for them to become compliant, it's a huge loss, right? Because they're going to lose a lot of market. So it's very simple, right? They'll keep the unregulated, and if they want regulated, they'll have another one. Why to lose the market? So USDC is US based, so they don't have a chance, right? That they can only do regulated, and so also USD1, same rules, same things. So from innovation perspective, I don't think it's limit them in a way, because what can they do, right? They cannot be not compliant. The thing that when we think about money, and stable coins, the only thing that I have in mind right now is the yield-bearing stable coins, which is not regulated both in US and EU. So they cannot do it. And I'm not saying about programmability, etc., but I'm talking about the basic financial look at stablecoins. Then it's yield bearing, because when you hold the fiat in your bank, then you want interest, right? That's the only thing you can get, and stablecoins cannot give you, and it's a shame in this way. So I think for the core of a stablecoin, what does it mean? Then it's the only thing I can see. But of course, taking into account the Web3 capabilities, you have a lot of things to do with this. A lot of things that we see is what we call second and third tiers. What do I mean? It's like restaking. So you use your asset in one place, and then you can use a representation of that in another place. So you stake, right? You get the staking tokens, and then you do something else. So also you use it here, you get. And let's take for a simple example, and I don't want to take all the time, about when you hold shares. So let's say I hold regular shares in my bank. That's the only asset I have, right? If I hold it in a token, then I can hold them and then use it as a collateral or lend it or whatever, doesn't matter. So this is something that is useful in many places, but Robert is right. When you hold dollars, what can you do more? So you hold them. If they do nothing here, then okay, what does it mean? So if they do zero thing in when I hold them, then the second layer is the only layer I have. So the only thing I see is yield bearing, and unfortunately now it's not considered as a stable coin. So you need to go under a more difficult regulation in order to do it.
All right, yeah, that makes sense. And then my next question is to Faye. What are the biggest misconceptions retail users have about stablecoins?
Okay, thank you, host. That's a good question. I would like to address it from three perspectives. First one, stablecoin never changing value. They are always stable. I think people think that stablecoin are like digital dollar, and once you buy them, they will always be worth $1. But I don't think that's really true. Even though most stablecoin try to stay at 1-to-1 with the dollar, and they can still change in price when the market gets crazy. For example, some stablecoin in the past have both of 1-to-1 value. So that's not totally stable all the time, right? And second one, I think a lot of people think that if a stable coin has reserves behind it, it's totally safe. Well, I think that's not always the case. When a coin says it has reserves, doesn't mean everything is fine. Like Teller, they have reserves, but we don't exactly know what in them. If they don't show what's really there, the stablecoin maybe have some problem. Who knows, right? And the third one, people think all stablecoin are the same. Some people think all stablecoin are pretty much the same, like digital dollar. But the answer is not. Different stablecoin have different ways of working. People they hold reserves, and even how they regulated. For example, USDT and USDC are both stablecoin, but USDC is more open and clear about its reserves. So it's important to know how each stablecoin works. Thank you.
All right, thank you so much. Before we go to our next question, to all of our listeners right now, just a reminder that we have a giveaway of 200 USDT in BMX tokens. So stay until the end to get a chance to have the codes for the crypto gift. If you are not having an account on Bitmart still, create one with the code that I will say right now. So you have a few minutes to create a new account, which will give to 20 new users crypto gift. And you have to use the referral code AMA gift, AMA gift with capital letters. And other code will be for the general users, not only new users. So for the new users, you can create right now the account and then stay tuned for the crypto gift codes. All right, yeah, we have more than 1,000 listeners live at this moment. So everyone who just joined us, stay tuned for the crypto gift. All right, and let's move to the future outlook of stablecoins. How do you see stablecoins evolving over the next 2-3 years? Will they dominate DeFi, retail payments, or cross-border transactions? Let's ask Robert.
Well, I'm bullish in that sense. I think that they will, simply because I don't see a viable alternative at the moment. I think ultimately cross-border payments will still be over the next few years resolved traditionally on traditional financial rails. But I think that there'll be a merge between the two systems during this period as well. Especially if the requirement for like instant finality, like it becomes like a more like sort of a more like general requirement. So if you have like agentic shopping and more like automatized transactions for gifts or for travel and things like that, then of course I would assume that stable coins would be a preferred asset to exchange there. So yeah, very bullish on that, and we're certainly investing in this space from a technological perspective.
Yeah, makes sense. Do you have something to add, Jonathan, maybe to this question? What do you think?
Of course, it's cross-border payments. So, like Robert, we are extremely bullish in kind of positioning, that one of our main products around the idea that cross-border payments is really solving a big problem globally. And as we continue to have discussions, we were on a call earlier with someone doing $250 billion a year in transactions, and their number one problem for their customer is that they still have delays in settlement times. And so and sometimes on weekends, some of their customers are restaurants, bars, stuff like that, and they can't get the money over the weekend. You have to wait until Monday. So if you have an order coming in, or you need to refill, the barrels of beer that you sold out on Friday, and you need cash to pay them, it becomes a headache. And so with the movement towards digital payments, everybody's paying with their phone, and these customers having to wait for the settlement. It would be so much easier if we just had the stable coins as a solution, even for that example. But there's thousands of those examples. So we're definitely hoping to help as many people as possible solve that problem.
Yeah, that's great. That's actually a lot of issues, that's true, that could be solved by stablecoins, right? And my next question is to Zai. What's your long-term vision for WLFI and USD1? Do you see them becoming foundational infrastructure in Web3 or not?
I think it's a question for all of us, because I don't think it's a Web3 question. What's the difference between USD1 and other stable coins except who is behind it? So that's my feeling, right? And because it's about who is behind it, and that in very, very short time, they manage, or they're trying to compete with the big ones. It doesn't matter what I think, but in general, I think it's problematic to go in this direction from this idea. If also technology and also finance will be political, I think it would be let's take as an example, someone doesn't like Trump and doesn't want to use USD1. This is not, how it should be. And if this is the reason, I think it's bad for everyone at the end, because at the end, someone else will be there as the president of the United States. So what? He will go against USD1? What? What will happen? All the innovation that Trump is saying it's good, then it will not be good. For us, it's really bad, I think. So I really, really would have preferred that we won't go in this direction, but I didn't hear that Trump asked me. So, you know what I mean? When he asked me, I'll answer, but he didn't. So I'm really afraid that the Democrats will come back and say, look, now we are we have the control, and we just change everything because we didn't like Trump, without any relation to how good or bad it is for us. And it's not the way it should be.
Yeah, it makes sense that if political questions influence the economical, that's another story. That's a good point. And do you guys want to add something to this question? Jonathan or Robert?
Well, just to throw out one more idea, I think there's still room for new players. You have to think about an adoption perspective.
Yeah.
You see movements from Stripe and some of the large cards companies that you'd say, well, okay, they already have the rails, they already have the relationships with all these vendors and financial institutions. So if they institute and prioritize their own stable coin, what's the competitive advantage of an
Yeah.
entrant like USD1? In my
Yeah.
perspective, it would lose from a distribution perspective there, even if it's superior on compliance or other things because in the end, it's just the preference of using the stable coin is not necessarily defined by the regulatory environment backing it. No one really gives a shit if it's like 99% backed 1-to-1 with US dollar fiat, or if there's like short-term securities also backing. No one really cares. It's just like, is the merchant that I'm trying to transact with set up with that stable coin? Can they accept it or not? Do they have the rails for it? It's as simple as that. And then everything else will prioritize that.
Yeah, if you look at innovation, I think now we should look at two places. One is different currencies like euro and others, because they need it, and then they need the exchange and the like forex and all of this. So there's a lot of innovation here. Think about the market of forex now is closed, right? When you look at the market, so it's a new game. And then also you have the B2B stable coins. So here you have different innovation, like you solve a problem for businesses, and like Jonathan said, for the cross-border, stablecoin is amazing. I think it's the really best thing that a cross-border problem could have, right? Zero time when you take in banks,
Absolutely.
like days, very expensive, a lot of problems to receive the money on the other side from compliance. So um, I don't know, maybe others, but I think if I need to gamble, if it's not Trump, I would gamble on other coins. But when it's him, I have no clue.
And
Could be.
and just to follow up on what you said, Zahi, is that's exactly what we have been experiencing, especially in some of those more volatile areas. You have huge companies operating in these spaces, the Coca-Colas, the Nestle's, in Nigeria, for example, and we've been
Yeah,
heavily
Nigeria
focused.
is a huge story from this
Yes,
perspective.
and
Also
I
from
think
unbanked, from every reason that you have
yes.
crypto. Mhm.
Yes, and in the continent, and a lot of those that more advanced countries are going to all run into this issue, and I think creating a solution there is something that is going to be beneficial for all of the residents and the businesses operating there, and so that is really one of the through a couple of our partners, their focus is on those more volatile regions because dealing with manual processing of 50, $100 million with the fluctuation that the Naira, for example, has is
Yeah.
crazy. And so the value of a stable coin, an actual stable coin in those regions is huge. And so we actually shared an example today or this morning, yeah, with our cross-border payments, and so that's on X. If you guys want to see that, but one of the examples has one of those regions, and you can see how that works. And the biggest piece of that is like so many major corporations, multinationals are experiencing that issue of how do we get our money on ramped in the local currency, convert
Yeah.
it into something, and then off ramp it. And there's not enough liquidity. It's not stable. Forex fees are crazy, you know.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah, makes sense. That's very true. All right, and let me ask the next question to our Bitmart team regarding community and adoption. So, what role does the exchange community play in driving adoption of stable coins like USD1? And let me ask Elena first. You're on mute.
Yeah, sure. As I think that we are people, we are social beings, and actually, I think everything in the world is driven by communities, like everything. And in this topic, I think education is at scale. Mods, KOLs, creators turn headlines into how-to, so newbies are feeling welcome. For example, Tether's US coin use sparked explainers on reserves, chains, and compliance within hours. There were a lot of educational content. And also that's important is a social proof and trust. People copy what their tribe uses. Big mainstream cues like the Gemini IPO being oversubscribed makes normies think, okay, maybe these rails are real. Communities amplify that fast, and this is very important, I think. Community really drives progress. It's the base. Thanks.
That's a good point. Faye, do you have something to add to this question?
Yes, thank you. We know Bitmart as a big cryptocurrency platform is doing things to help USD1 stablecoin gets more popular and used. First, liquidity and market participation. Bitmart is making sure there's a lot of liquidity for USD1. It's super important because stablecoin like USD1 are often used for trading, and without enough liquidity, people might face problems like higher costs or price change when they are trading. And to make sure USD1 gets used widely, Bitmart adds the USD1 to the platform and offers multiple trading pairs. It means people can easily buy and sell USD1 in different markets, which could help keep the price steady. And when there is a good liquidity, it's easy for users to trade USD1, and more people, including retail users and big investors, they want to use it. That's super important because the value of a stablecoin like USD1 depends on how many people are actually using it in the market. And secondly, I think it's about the transparency and compliance. Bitmart also make everything is clear and the followers follow the rules. We take care to make sure all transaction meeting the regulation, and we'll check USD1 really know well to make sure everything is in order. This transaction transparency help build trust with users, especially when it comes to how USD1 is back and how it can be redeemed. And we give clear information about USD1 works, so users know that each USD1 is supported by real reservists. And it's not just about Bitmart itself. We will also make sure that any project we partner with follow the rules as well. And it could help build trust in the crypto world, and which can sometimes be confusing with all the different rules around the world. And the third one is about education and risk awareness. And like Bitmart help users know more about stablecoins. We help them understand what stablecoins are, how they work, and the risk that come with them. It's like because USD1 is a stable coin, doesn't mean it's totally risk free, right? And there are still risks. Like what happens if the reserve is behind it change, or if the coin loses peg to the dollar. We make sure users know all the things. And by teaching users about the risks and helping them understand how stablecoin work, we could help them to make better decisions instead of just jumping on the chain. Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, thank you so much. And let me finish with the last question to all of the speakers, and you can just make a quick answer to this question. So if you could convince one type of users, traders, enterprises, developers, or governments to adopt stablecoins tomorrow, what would it be? Who would it be and why? Let's start with Jonathan.
Excellent. We actually have a great example of this from today. We had an investor send over their investment in stables, and so big, not not traditional investor, not traditional VC, but more of a strategic partner. And so what we had them do was send us stables for that investment, which they, enjoyed. It was very quick, it was safe. We sent tests, everything. So enterprises, because the enterprises and those large companies will be able to pass the majority of that value of however they're operating down to the customer. And so I think the impact and the value that gets spread around is much bigger. So we'll actually be putting out a PR piece around that because it's a really cool. It was a cool experience. So that's also some alpha for our community. So thank you.
Thank you. Amazing. Let's move to Zai. Do you have anything?
I think if I will go for the merchants, because merchants pay a lot for card company. I'm talking about merchants that are doing online or even just regular, and most of their buyers are coming with cards. So they pay between optimistically 1%, but it could go up to 3%, and they can save it. One of the issues that stablecoin do not solve until now, I think this is one of the major problems still with stables, is no credit. And in most of the world today, credit is a basic need. So I will go for merchants, but they need to check their clients if they have enough cash, right? They don't need credit.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, makes sense. Robert, do you have something to add to that?
Oh, I mean, I love Jonathan's example. I wish our investors would pay us in stable coins as well, or fulfill their obligation in stables, and make it so much faster.
Agreed.
But that's not my target. I actually, for me it's the same. Retailers, so merchants, it's 100%. If they start doing that, then we can do a lot of disintermediation to make things better for them and the customer. So I just echo Tazi's.
Cool. Yeah, great. Elena, do you have anything to add here?
Yeah, maybe a quick thing about the governments, because, for example, it's been 4 years since the Bolsonaro revolution that president of Salvador made adopting Bitcoin. So I think governments really should think in that direction and adopt crypto. It's very transparent. It's more transparent even than they think. So yeah, I will go for government.
All right. And Fayed, do you have anything to add to that question?
For today's question, I don't have other things to add, but I want to share if our audience have a question or want to dive deeper into more what we do, I think you could have follow Bima and my Twitter account or Telegram, Facebook, YouTube, and yeah, everywhere you will get the Bima crypto news. Yeah,
Amazing.
thank you.
Thank you so much. And right now, let's do as promised the crypto gift for all our listeners right now. As I said, we have two codes right now. The first code is only for new users, and the second code is for all the users. So this code that I will tell you just right now, it's only for the users who create the account today. And you have to create it with a specific referral code. Referral code is AMA gift. capital letters, AMA gift. You create an account, and right now I will tell you the code. You could save it somewhere. So here is how to claim your crypto gift. You open your Bitmart app, tap more on the home page, scroll down to see the icon of a crypto gift. You click crypto gift there. It should be on your app, Bitmart app on your phone. And I will tell you right now the code that you should enter in the space that is provided for the gift. All right, so the code is as follows. L6B9M65Z. Okay, I repeat the code the second time slowly. This is the code only for the new users. It will be only eligible for the users who register with the code AMA gift. All right, the code is L6B9M65Z. All right, and the second code that I will tell you just right now is for all the users. You can get the crypto gift. And if you already have your Bitmart account, you just open your app, scroll down on the homepage to find the crypto gift, and then enter this code and hit receive. The code is 6H5S2L6X. I repeat the code slowly, second time. It's 6H5S2L6X. All right, congratulations to all the users who got the crypto gift just right now. And let me open the floor to all the speakers, maybe for final closing remarks or anything you'd like to add to our listeners of today. Anything you'd like to say is the time, and then we will close our live today. Let's start with Jonathan.
Awesome. Just saying thank you again. Obviously, follow us on socials. We've got a really active X account as well, and Telegram. So yeah, follow us. And we are really just now starting to spread the word about what we're doing. We've been kind of building in silence, but now people are catching on. We've had some organic influencers paying attention and stuff like that. So take a look at the project. I think it's going to be something interesting, especially in this space, and we look forward to working with a lot of people and kind of spreading the word. So thank you again.
Amazing, yeah. And Robert, do you have anything?
Yeah, thanks for having us. It was an exciting discussion. Thanks to the panelists as well. I mean, it's good because it's very pertinent for our work. I mean, yesterday I was in the process of, how we can do a sort of a full transaction with both rewards points from brands and stable coins, like within the same transaction sequence. And so it's a very pertinent discussion for us. Check us out to Me Protocol on Twitter. We do have a token launch of our own coming up in about 2 weeks now. So definitely follow us there to get some information. We're going to drop it really quick right before the launch. So make sure you're paying attention to that. Thanks for having me.
Amazing. Thank you so much. Dai, do you have anything to add?
Yeah, just for the listeners, I think learn and teach others how to use stables or understand stable. It's really important for your financial, let's say, future. And also, if someone here is listening, then there's a lot of place for innovation in the next 5 years. And what is beautiful, I think, about it is that not in like in every technology, it's very local can be, because people in Kenya can have different technology because it's a different market, right? So the only people who know what is needed and what can be successful is people from there. And it brings, I think, a lot of, let's say, possibilities. Last thing is thank you very much for inviting me, and thank you also Robert and Jonathan, and for sure all of you girls from Bitmart. So thanks a lot.
Thank you so much. Elena, do you have anything to add to our listeners?
Oh, just ask them to follow me and Bitmart accounts. My accounts are in X and Telegram and TikTok also. Just started. Elena at Bitmart. So follow for educational and engaging content. Thanks.
Thank you so much. And Fai?
Yeah, thank you for spending time to join us this BitMart live streaming today. And Alina, to follow our accounts, Twitter, YouTube, and stay tuned for BitMart and our accounts. Yeah, thank you.
Amazing. Thank you so much. And big thanks to our amazing speakers and everyone who tuned in today. As well, I'll repeat don't forget to follow our panelists on Twitter. Check out Xenia Connects program for future episodes. Have more questions or want to learn more about us, follow Bitmart across Twitter, Telegram, Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, or wherever you get your crypto news from. Let's keep the good vibes and conversations going. And until next time, keep exploring, creating, and making the crypto world even cooler together. I'm your host, Xenia, wishing you all a fantastic week from wherever you're tuning in, and see you at the next session. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye bye.